I think I did a pretty big thing today. I have tried to make this video several times now. I have been struggling with a few things. So the reason I want to talk about this is because I know I'm not the only one who has experienced this, especially being a survivor. We tend to take on the responsibility of a lot, but our families and trying to protect everyone from the truth. And the real sad part of that is how the survivor then becomes the scapegoat, and it's always about the survivor speaking when what it should be about is the abuse being had. Now, I want to make it clear that at this point in my life, with where I'm at, emotionally, mentally, I feel healed. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a different space. But I still think it's so important to advocate for myself. So what I experienced today is a very beautiful balance of advocating for myself, holding compassion for someone who has harmed me, also maintaining boundaries and accountability, if you want to say that, I don't know. But all of those things can coexist, and I didn't really realize how until today. So let me just be more frank. I saw my grandmother, my dad's mom. We don't really have a relationship. We haven't had a relationship for various reasons. One of them being no, there's a lot of reasons. But I did feel there's a lot of abuse on that in the family. There's a lot of abuse. And I believe with all my heart that I stopped that cycle with coming out about it and with the life that I live. I saw her because I was asked to see her because she is dying. And I understand that everyone has a different experience and story to tell, but mine, the reason that I even went to go see her was because I was asked a couple different times. I guess she was requesting to see me, and I was interested in giving her whatever she was looking for in terms of peace before she died. And I had no expectations. I really just, it wasn't about, for me, this whole thing was not about me. And I'm not saying that you should do this. This is just where I'm at in my life and in my stage of healing, I guess. Because like I said, I just feel like I feel confident in myself and with what I've been through. And so I was able to go, and but I will say this, when I hugged her, I had a lot of memories kind of coming up that were very unpleasant, and I dissociated, and I tried pulling away, and she didn't really like that. She wanted me to hug her for longer, and then I did just pull away. Like I said, I'm there to be compassionate and to give someone peace, because no matter what, even if you've hurt me in the most horrific of ways, I still don't want anyone to suffer, especially at my hands or because of me or anything. And I know that that's not what was happening, but that's just, I will always leave behind love in every single situation. And in fact, I think that stays with people longer. And if that's something that someone needs to have happen to change them even for a moment, to think about that they know that they've caused you pain and you still chose to give them love, I think that's more powerful than the expected response of resentment and even hatred or resistance or whatever it might be. I really saw all of these things existing together: the compassion, the advocating for myself, and remembering that I was in control. And so I could see it, I saw the memories, I saw myself dissociating, but then I was also like, oh, I'm sitting with this. This is not consuming me. It was a really different experience than I've ever experienced, and especially in an environment and an encounter like that. And, you know, it was pretty surfaced. And like I said, I didn't have any expectations. But I will tell you, when I think about my child self, that little girl was a badass. She went through a lot of shit, and I am so happy to be connected to her now. I hated her for the majority of my life, and that little girl was a badass. She has been through a lot, and I am so happy that I can see myself in a different way. And I'm so happy that I was able to get to this point of forgiveness and love, regardless of what I've encountered. And that's not to say that I am a pushover, because I am certainly not, and I will remove myself from any situation that causes me harm, because I do have that relationship with myself now. No, in fact, I feel that this gave me more of a sense of strength. And that's just something I will always choose to do, is leave behind love no matter what. People won't change with any other response, especially if they are coming from a place of harming you. They, to remember that they too are suffering, and that's not to condone absolutely not condone their behavior. But I think I handled it really well. I removed myself years ago, and I continue to love no matter what, even if from afar. So yeah, I'm sorry this is so long, but I just felt like it was necessary to talk about. I can imagine there are other survivors who have gone through a lot, and I just didn't want to remain silent about something like this. I'm still processing a lot, but I'm so relieved to know that I don't have this like trauma response to it. Even though I had some memories come up, I don't feel like, you know, PTSD or anything like that, which just goes to show how valuable the practice is. So yeah, I would love to, I don't know, have a discussion. You guys are free to also reach out to me, you know, through social media and stuff. That's all I got. I don't know. I hope this was helpful in some way. I just also want to really stress that I don't want you to bypass yourself or your emotions or your experiences. That's not what this is. Just know that you can come to a place where so many things can coexist, and you don't have to be attached to any of those things, and you don't have to succumb to any emotion at all. It's really powerful. It's a really powerful place to be, and it's a really peaceful place to be. It's just like meditating. You allow everything that comes to fruition within you to exist. You acknowledge it, you allow it to be there, and then you let it go. That's essentially what I just did.